Now, we've all met fussy eaters. Oh, no, like, it's the kids, isn't it, really? It's all about
anything.
the kids.
It's all about the kids.
Yeah, children are notorious, really, for refusing to eat lots of different foods when you sit them down at the dinner table. However, some foods seem to be universal hits and enjoyed by even the pickiest eaters.
Well, this was the inspiration behind a new children's book series called The Dinner Detectives. And joining us now is the author of the series, Yves, Stening, an illustrator of the book, including the first in a series of A Fearsome Beast and Dumpling Feast, Nigel Buchanan. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Morning.
I think as parents, we all go through that stage where it's really tricky to get some food into your kids, and you're desperate to because you want to nourish them. How did you come up with this idea? Was it because you were going through a similar thing, Yves?
It was. I was living in LA and I had a very young daughter, and we were intrigued by, well, firstly having to cook separate meals for ourselves and her, and then quite intrigued by what she liked and what she didn't like, and then engaging with other parents as to what their children liked and didn't like, and the difficulties of getting kids to eat certain foods, and I was intrigued by that.
I bet you heard some great stories about the lengths that parents go to get their kids to eat good food.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Extraordinary lengths. And I think we came up with the idea that the best thing to do is actually just keep putting the things on the table that you wanted them to eat, and try and get to a point where they're going to eat the things that you like to eat as well. You know.
Yeah, Nigel, a shared experience?
Absolutely. Yeah, well, there's particularly friends of my children who would often have white or beige diets. It was incredible where their preference for food was based on the colour. If it was too colourful, they wouldn't go near it.
When you say white, well, in fact, the character in the book just likes the white food.
That's right.
Which obviously includes bread, which is universally liked by every kid, I'm sure.
Well, I think that resonates with a lot of parents with the whiteness or the beigeness of liked foods.
Well, this book, A Fearsome Beast and a Dumpling Feast, focuses on a little boy who's a fussy eater, and there's a breakthrough that's made with dumplings.
There is. Well, there are two lead characters. There's his sister Clementine, who loves food and loves cooking, and her little brother Axel. Yes, he only eats white things. And the breakthrough comes through going on that journey through history with his cousin, who's Chinese, half Chinese, into stories about where dumplings came from.
And you can see you eat as much with your eyes with this book. The illustration, Nigel, is really, you would imagine, set to captivate the children.
Well, some of the histories of food that we think we know really well are quite surprising and intriguing. So that element of food which we may not have delved into before adds a little spice to it, I think.
I'm just wondering what the next chapter is, because obviously you've gone for dumplings here. I think, we've said our kids love the dumplings. Are you going to perhaps go to where broccoli and Brussels sprouts come from? How difficult would that be?
The next one's called The Tangled Tale of Tagliatelle.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, that's a great title.
So we're hoping this will be an ongoing series of familiar foods, but with intriguing histories and backgrounds.
Yes. Yeah, foods that kids love to eat, and there's a great story behind those dishes, things they eat every day.
Because the storyline in this, it's not just some happy little fairy tale, if you like. You go on quite a journey to a place where people's ears fall off.
Yes, well, it's so cold in the village where this doctor who invented dumplings comes from, that the legend says that the villagers' ears were falling off, and then he created dumplings, put them in a hot pot, and that made everybody warm and healthy, and by New Year, they were all happy and healthy and celebrated.
I'm intrigued how you came up with the story, how you two managed to mesh it together in such a good-looking book and a great read. Did you road test it on your kids?
Indeed we did.
Yes, well, you in particular, you went through all the motions, and in fact, Yves come up with a simple recipe at the end of the book, which was well road tested.
It was well road tested. Well, my kids have Chinese cousins, and we learned to make dumplings with their cousins. So the recipes were road tested. We tried many different variations. In the recipe at the back, you can make a vegetarian version or a pork version if you want.
Yeah. Well, I noticed I actually think I might give it a go, because my kids, as you just mentioned, yours do as well, love dumplings. Where to now for this series? Will we see, as you mentioned, the tagliatelle is coming next, but Do you have grandeur plans?
Absolutely. I'm working on the next book now. It's due for release in November this year. And then after that, the next one, we have it can go on forever.
Yes, the one that follows that is The Legend Lurking in Your Lunchbox.
Am I right? And Yves, you actually thought about this as a TV series.
I did. Many years ago, actually. As I said, I was living in Los Angeles and I was working in the film and TV industry, and I wrote it as a TV series. But it got put in a drawer and came back to Australia, and it wasn't until I saw Nigel's poster for the school fete, the school our kids go to, that I discovered Nigel's work and thought, wow, he's the illustrator for this project. And
well, now you can make a pitch.
Yeah.
I won't do that.
Well, look, it's been great to have you both on. Thank you and congratulations, Yves Stening and Nigel Buchanan.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much.